to another episode after the bell. Perfectly timed as we're moments before the bell.
Yeah, just trying to sneak it in.
Yeah, it's still technically
with the
after.
walkouts.
Yeah, it's technically after.
Oh man, that should be the whole fucking thing. Just like you always upload it after the event.
Yeah. What, with like 8 days?
Yeah, but what you recorded.
Yeah. Your preview for the event.
Man, I could still do that.
Yeah. Make a few little edits, change your picks. I'm a genius.
I always get everything right.
Mm.
Yeah, true. Just tip everybody and then edit out what you don't tip.
Man, this is a strange little feeling I've got here now that we're actually hit record. I'm just starting to... I'm excited.
You finally, it's starting to kick in.
It's back.
After trying to get through the doldrums, that was the last 3 weeks.
And it's not, let's be real here, it ain't Cody Garbrandt, TJ Dillashaw that's done this for me. It's not the realization I'm going to see 2 really, really great fights in a couple of days, which is true. I'm not thrilled still, but Nate motherfucking Diaz is back.
Yeah, you heard it here last.
Yeah, I don't know about last, but certainly not first.
And if you didn't know yet, man, Nate's back. Oh, he's coming back.
He is coming back. It is signed November 30, UFC 230 at the Garden. Nate Diaz versus Dustin Poirier.
For an interim belt, surely.
Nah, who gives...
A secondary interim belt?
I don't give any fucks. I hope Nate Diaz is making all the money, and I'm so psyched that he's back. I want to see this. I hope he fucking ruins Dustin Poirier's shit. I do not know what's going to happen. I have to concede Dustin Poirier's gotten way, way better than I ever thought he would get, so... But I don't give a fuck. Nate Diaz is back. Nate Diaz is fucking back.
Donate some tickets, yo.
Oh.
Give me some tickets to that, please.
Oh, please. Please and thank you. I'll take a free trip to New York. But
at the Garden, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Mecca. I'm so into all of this. I was genuinely like, I don't want to say not looking forward to doing this, because like I look forward to it in some sense, just because it's fun to sit down and talk and shit, but like it's just getting like to the point I'm too negative on these things. Every week it's just like, tune in to the Fighting Podcast where I tell everybody, don't bother.
Yeah. Don't watch fighting, it's boring.
It's
all managed wrong and the advertising's weak. And
yep, none of it's good. And I'm a little bit rekindled, just... It's back on. I love this shit. I remember to like this stuff. Nate Diaz is going to punch someone in the fucking head and he's going to flip him off and it's going to be awesome.
Man, and that's Poirier, so, I mean, it's going to be a stand-up battle. And Nate's going to be, I think, probably better on the outside.
It's hard to know. You got to think Poirier is going to go a pretty leg kick heavy attack.
Yeah, well,
that's proved a successful approach in the past.
Yeah, but he might not. He might just...
I doubt it. He's gotten a lot more
get into a fight and just be like, man, I'm not a dude who's going to kick you in the leg too often.
Man, that'd be an error.
I mean, it certainly is a tactical error, but it's certainly an event that I think could play out.
Maybe. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm like, I don't even want to break it down. I just want to be happy. It's on. Nate Diaz returned. 2 years we've been without him.
Man, 2 years for what?
Because they wouldn't pay him.
For what? Man.
He's coming to slap a motherfucker.
Good. Main eventing the Garden, correct.
Yeah, I assume that's the main event.
In the world I live in, there's like, Connor's never coming back in my mind. So that means Diaz is he's the biggest guy in MMA?
Yeah, probably. I guess we'll find out. We'll see what he sells. That one I'm buying. You got my money.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good card.
Oh yeah, even the undercard's great. It's just, I mean, look, I'd buy it if it was trash because of Nate, but I don't even want to necessarily edit that almost, like, where I'm like, don't tell them that. But I'm just so happy he's coming back. I just kind of wonder maybe we wouldn't get to see it. So yeah, this is great news. I hope he got a deal that he's happy with.
I want $10 million.
Hope so.
$10 million.
It's not that though. It's definitely not.
For?
Man, he got 2 guaranteed against Conor the second time. He made estimates, put it around 10, I think. But I'm probably talking out of turn. Like, 'cause he obviously got points on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But he only got 2 guaranteed. Even Conor, I think, only got like 5 guaranteed, maybe. MMA doesn't give you the boxing deals. Floyd's sitting there laughing, getting like 40 million guaranteed for chumps, for easy beats.
Hey, give me 40 million.
Please. But yeah, UFC, I mean, this was a card that up until like a week or two ago, people were saying like, what the fuck are they even going to put on this New York card? Because Conor and Khabib is scheduled, I think, tentatively for end of year. Like, that's all the talk, is that's going to be end of year, Conor versus Khabib. So that left Garden open. We were like, well, Cormier is not going to fight on it. Like, all this talk about Cormier defended the light heavyweight title, you can fuck off. Unless he gets offered like a mick, a guaranteed win, he's saving all these chips for Brock Lesnar, as he should. But all of a sudden, you got Jacare versus David Branch, you got fucking Luke Rockhold Weidman 2, which is like, oh shit.
Man, he's got some good middleweight fights going on there.
Weidman hasn't fought him forever, but he's coming off that win over KG, he's fighting for the strap. And Rockhold is coming off getting nuked. So you're like, dude, I want to see. And like, the first fight was great up until the weird wheel kick, and then Rockhold murdered him. And then you got Romero. Paulo Costa is on the books for this.
Maybe, tentatively.
Yeah. And Brunson and Israel Starbender Adesanya.
It's just middleweight mayhem.
Yeah, topped off by the fucking business at lightweight. How fucking good is that shit, though?
Man, if that's the card we end up with, and like all the Betch Kohei's get injured.
Man, don't even put her anywhere near this. How dare you? How dare you even suggest that she get anywhere near this card?
Man, this has got JJ Aldrich is fighting on the main card next week.
That's this week, and that's hardly a Nate Diaz undercard.
Yeah, but it's... Man, we live in a world different. Of like what? I don't understand.
The female fighter on the 230 undercard, the only one that's acceptable is Cynthia Calvillo, and it's got to be against an easy beat.
Sure, we can arrange that.
Yeah, she's got a bit of that Diaz mentality about her.
Man, she's still banned, isn't she?
Yeah, for weed. See, it's perfect. But otherwise, no one else. Man, the only other stuff do you want to talk about New York anymore? I don't want to. We're going to talk about it so much as we come up to it, because I fucking love Nate Diaz. I'm so fucking happy he's back. Dustin Poirier, obviously, we're going to talk about a little bit. He obviously won. When we get into the other side of things, which is interesting, because I wonder if it means it would have been Eddie. Had Eddie won.
Eddie versus Nate.
Yeah. I wonder, is that what they were fighting for behind closed doors? Was that all agreed on? Like, hey, the winner's going to fight Nate Diaz at the Garden.
Yeah, maybe.
It all came together pretty quick after the fight, right? Like, it's not even been a week. It's bang, done. It's interesting.
Sign that contract, yo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, it's a good card. What do you reckon in those middleweight fights? Who is most likely to get a shot at the champion with a victory?
Ugh.
Weidman, in my opinion.
Man.
Paulo Costa, though, maybe. He might jump the fucking queue if he knocks out Yoel Romero.
Yeah, but what happens if Adesanya just like murders Brunson and Romero just easily crushes Costa?
And Rockhold wins. And Jacare wins.
Or if Branch wins, maybe. Like Branch totally starched Santos.
Souza. That's Jacare, not Santos.
Yeah, but his last fight.
Yeah. Jacare's a different beast.
Yeah, but Branch is like big and strong.
Sure. I'm not saying he can't win, but like, come on. Thiago Santos is not Jacare.
Man, I'm not like he's way too small for a start to be Jacare.
God, man. Like, remember just recently, I know Derek Brunson's maybe on a little bit of a slide, but I mean, Jacare just enveloped him. Hit him with that head kick. Even the KG fight was very close. Very, very close.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, if KG can, like, sort of push Sousa like that, I think Branch can possibly hurt him. And if he hurts him, he might be able to put him away with that power. Man, Sousa's an old man.
You're going to be able to make some money on that, I'm telling you this. He's going to be a heavy underdog.
You know,
maybe not, like, in the Tapology sense of heavy underdog. Like,
yeah.
He might be a moderate underdog, but I think for a KO, you'll be getting 5-1, at least.
You know, an 8. Give me 8-1. I'm on that.
You're trying to fucking sell me with your 8-1.
You know, I want your money.
You ain't getting
I want everyone's money.
I'll give you 1-1. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll take Jacare. I know what I'm betting on that card. But oh yeah, man, it's just I am so excited for this card. That as a main card is the best card of the year. That beats the what was it 226?
Which was?
Stipe
The
Cormier.
Yeah.
And it had like Lewis Ngannou, which was terrible, but on paper good. And it had.
And it's been this comes back to what we were talking about last week.
Malaise.
There's this endless fog of like, oh, how many fights have I seen in the last 4 months?
Yeah. Seems like I'm 200. It's like, that's a funny joke. You're like, nah, man. Probably about 200. If you factor in the Rizins.
Yeah, I've missed, like, it's only 200. I've missed some.
Well, no, because you said 4 months, not all year. All year.
Well, how many have we had all year?
260. No, because last week it was 261, so we've had 13 more.
274.
Yeah. I think it was 13.
And that's, you know, if you don't watch the Contender Series.
Yep, Contender Series. You got, obviously, Rizin. You got Bellator. Bellator's going to just push you through the roof. Bellator's rocking their own crazy number of fight cards. So, Glory, if you count Glory. Loma, does it count if I watch Loma? Kind of counts. But yeah, UFC 230, just ridiculous. Ridiculously good. I can't wait. Nate Diaz is back.
Man, there are only 60 more cards. So we get there. 1,600 more
I
cards.
don't give a fuck. He's back.
4,000 more fights. 18 posters, all the same.
The only other shit I saw was Dan Hooker trying to get a fight with Edson Barboza. I love Dan Hooker. He's just out there calling out anyone, just trying to get a fight with a name, and none of them want a piece of him.
Man, a win over Barboza would be awesome for him.
It would be.
And it's a good bounce back fight for Barboza if he can just smash him.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I can see the advantages for both parties in having the fight.
I think what you need to do with Dan Hooker is, and this is just, I don't know what the schedule is allowing for, but like, when's the next New Zealand event? Like, is it soon? Because he should be the main event. Like, Stylebender's too big now. He ain't fighting on no fucking TV card in Auckland. Unless he loses. If he loses to Derek Brunson, then he might fight as the main event on the TV card in Auckland. But if he fucks Derek Brunson up, then it's off to the moon for Stylebender. He'll be pay-per-view and things from now on.
But that's what they wanted for Dawodu.
He won, didn't he?
Yeah.
The other day.
He got murked in his first fight.
I don't quite think it's the same. Stylebender has a serious amount of hype behind it.
Yeah, but it was like they hyped him up so hard. Like, we remember talking about it, we were like, who's the Hakeem Dawodu?
I think I remember you telling me about it, and I was like, I don't know. I've not seen anything. I've not heard it there. Maybe I saw a post here or there, but I don't recall any like promotional video of Hakeem Dawodu crossing my eyes.
But it seems like what they got out of Adesanya is what they wanted from him.
Oh yeah, he's super good. But and then Lionheart versus Volkan Oezdemir at UFC. Oh, I wrote it down. Where is it? Moncton?
Monks.
Moncton.
Moncton.
There's my note. Fucking where? October 20. Where the fuck is Moncton?
Man, let's play a game. Like what country is Moncton in?
I know. I've googled it.
Man, where is it?
It's in Canada. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, but you're
Would
looking
never
at me
have
right
guessed
now.
it.
It's like, what province of Canada? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't. I'm sure I might have read that, but I didn't get that far. That's an interesting development. Everything's fine.
Surely they don't call it. They don't pronounce it Moncton.
Moncton? I don't know. I've never heard of this place. For some reason, we're gonna have a fucking UFC card there.
Man, everyone gets one. You have a UFC card.
Like this feels a little bit though, right? Like this may be a joke that'll only work for the local listener, but like UFC Cleveland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. Outer districts of Chicago.
Like yeah, like I'm trying to think of like a borough of New York or something. You know, UFC Harlem. Like.
Yeah, maybe. Man, that'd be cool.
UFC Venice Beach. Stick an octagon right out there in the goddamn sand. Come on. Give me a fucking break.
I mean, it's good. This helps you improve your geography. Think about how much more you know about the tiny speck of dust you inhabit.
That's like saying, though, like I know Fedor was born in Stary-Oskol. Now, I think that's a town, then a city. I think Oskol is like a... But I don't know. I don't even know where it is in Russia. I've got no clue. Doesn't improve my geography. It's just a name.
Man,
I now know the name Moncton, and I know that that's a name
trivia
from Canada.
Knowledge. If you're ever playing Who Knows More About Fedor, you might just win that game.
I'm probably going to win that game anyway, unless the guy knows a lot about Fedor. But
could be Fedor. He's just like,
maybe
I don't remember anything.
Yeah, so he would get stuff wrong. I'd be fine. You can hit a bunch.
Like, you remember that time? He's like, no, man. Who are you again?
Man, I'm just one day to the next. Every day they tell me, hey man, you're a pro fighter. Really? I seem to deal with it well. But yeah, man, it's well, that's a good fight. It's basically a number one contenders fight. The winner should fight Gustafsson, I assume, for the vacant title.
The pretend title?
No, it'll be vacant. Cormier's going to retire, I would assume, after the Lesnar fight. Well, you know, win or lose. No kidding, win.
Cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Probably makes sense to him.
Cool.
Like, I can just go be rich now. And don't have to punch people for money. Or get punched in the face.
Yeah, I like it.
Stand there looking at fucking Gustafsson, just be like, throwing bombs at you. No, man. I'll just go back. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. He's not a bad commentator.
Yeah.
Did you hear him? Did you watch much of the last card?
Well, look, let's just jump right in. That's a great enough segue. I'm done with news and announcements.
Yeah, man.
I did not watch much of the last card. I had to work. My plan to tape and watch later was put into full effect, and I employed that bastard.
Well, man, I watched
joy in my heart.
I watched a lot of it. I'm not going to talk about all of it.
Let's go from the top down, so we can start with the stuff I like.
So Poirier Alvarez was, man, pretty awesome. That was
yet strange,
but strange again. Like Alvarez being a true fighter, true scrapper. He'll stick his fingers in your ears.
Grab the fence, hit you with all sorts of elbows from horrific, unbelievable,
can you believe
just devilish angles.
Man, just the power behind that 12-6, that was murderous.
Dude, I literally could see like an X-ray shot of Dustin Poirier's collarbone just shattering like ice.
I can't believe they didn't disqualify him. Yeah. Really.
They should have.
I would have.
I'm glad we're on the same page. But look, let's be fair. I'm not going to take this away from Dustin Poirier. We talked a little bit last week that I've been a bit of a hater of this guy over the years.
Since forever.
And again, I don't want to have a beer with him, but he was great. He did great. He deserved to win.
He did win.
And he did win. He won impressively. You know, he's his calmness with his attack when he hurt, very impressive.
He's certainly doing all the right things to make sure that people who don't know who he is, are finding out who he is.
Mm-hmm. His last 3 wins are now over Pettis, Gaethje, and Alvarez. 3 former world champions. 2 of them UFC champions.
So yeah, then that was a great way to finish the card.
Yeah. My first note is what's next for Dustin Poirier? Nate Diaz is next for Dustin Poirier. I have other. Lee Ferguson, other.
Man, Diaz is definitely another.
Yep. I don't know what the hell you do with everyone else, but I don't even want to think about that yet. Who cares?
Yeah,
Let's
but
just
the
be
way
happy with Nate.
they've done that division there at the top is just like, now what do you do?
You cross your fingers that whatever happens, Conor and Nate get the same result. That's all. That's it. If Nate loses, you want Khabib to win, because then you still get Nate Conor.
Yeah.
Whereas if Nate wins, then it's like, you really want to do Nate Khabib? I don't even know if Nate wants to do that, right? Like, and not just for like the purposes of the fight. He might just be like, no, I'll still fight the Irishman. I get paid more to fight him. So I don't know, but I'm into it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be negative about this shit. Nate Diaz is back. I'm happy. Good for Dustin Poirier. He looked real good. Very, very strong. The guillotine attempt looked pretty decent.
Yeah.
His game is dangerous everywhere.
He's put it all together.
Yep.
He's slick, he's calm, he's smooth, devastatingly strong.
Yep. If he beats Nate Diaz, he gets a world title shot. No doubt about it. He's jumped the queue over the Kevin Lees of the world.
Man, talking about devastatingly strong, let's talk about the body shot that Aldo landed on Jeremy Stephens.
Jose Aldo defeats Jeremy Stephens via round 1 TKO. This is the only other fight that I watched. No, that's not true. I actually watched the Hernandez fight too.
Yeah.
Man. So Aldo comes out for the first 2 minutes looking sheepish.
And backing up.
Yep.
Tentative.
Yep. Not wanting to go first.
Even his the techniques that he threw didn't seem like they had any intent behind them.
Mm.
They just sort of seemed like put it out there.
Yeah, yep. Just we're doing the thing.
Just sparring, some light sparring.
Yep. And then Jeremy Stephens dings him with an uppercut and starts to pour it on.
Man, at that stage, because I don't want to blow my own horn, but I have to here because I got this result right.
Mm.
But yeah, I was sweating it then because I thought that Stephens was going to put him away. He was looking awesome. He was looking really good.
Mm.
He was outpointing him. He was getting more damage off.
Mm.
Had him hurt. Had him against the fence. Aldo, obviously, just the champion that he is, gets through it.
Well, not even gets through it. It woke him up.
Yeah.
In the midst of it, he just uncorked a combination back at Stephens, and that's what makes Stephens stop. And he's like, whoa, no, there he is.
Yeah, his eyes all bloody somehow straight away.
Yeah. What's interesting is, do you remember way back when Jeremy Stephens beat, way back, it seems like a long time ago, just so many fights, it's probably 3 months ago, but when Stephens beat Emmett,
Yeah.
we talked about right after that, we were like, what do you reckon they should do with Jeremy Stephens? And we both vehemently agreed.
Not Aldo.
Not Aldo. Don't give him to Aldo. Aldo will turn him up and you kill a contender. Now, weirdly, I don't think that's what happened. I think Jeremy Stephens kind of comes out of this looking okay.
Yeah, me too.
He's got to win the next one, whoever that's against. The next one's crucial.
But he did look like he was winning the fight.
Oh, yeah.
And he won 4 minutes of the first 5 minutes of the fight.
Well, what? I think it went for 4.
4.5?
4 and a bit, maybe. Yeah. And he definitely, the last minute is Aldo's. Aldo starts backing him up for the final 60 seconds. And then, they have an exchange where, he lands something good. He comes forward again for a moment, 10 seconds before the finish. And you can see, even the commentators mention it, I think they're like, Stevens needs to do that. He needs to go forward. He's doing good when he's going forward, but when he starts backing up, he's doing bad. And as they're talking about it, he takes a step back. And Aldo goes right to the body, left to the body.
Man, Aldo sets him up. Aldo steps inside with a big feint and draws the counter from Stevens, and he weaves back to dodge that, changes like stance or whatever, and just fucking uncorks the body shot on him.
Well, he touches him with the right, and then the left just absolutely clangs him.
Like, you just look on Stevens' face as soon as it lands. You're just like, oh, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you've ever been hit really hard in the middle of your body and it just like gets you in the spot where everything stops.
I don't think I've ever been hit like that, where you can see this is a hard man, and he's just like, down. Like, that's my only option here.
Like, from there, his attempt was valiant.
Oh, yeah, he's hanging in there as Aldo's like crushing him. Do you see what the last shot is that stops it though? Aldo hammer fists him in the body again, and then he goes back to the head. But it's like 1, 2, and it stops, and it's the body shot which Stevens reacts to. He's like, I'm covering up, and it's like, oh, not again! Why would you hit me there again? They're just like, dude, man. But yeah, congrats to Jose Aldo, greatest featherweight of all time. Looked great. I'd be happy to see him fight the winner of Cub Moicano this weekend. Some shit like that, maybe.
In 23-1, that was Pan. First round knockout.
Madness. Although I guess he hasn't KO'd anyone in fucking forever.
Yeah, but man, look at it. If that was the opinion you had going into the fight, like, oh, he hasn't knocked out anyone in forever.
True. It's like Jeremy
just
Stevens.
Go back and watch his highlight reel, man. You tell me that guy doesn't know how to finish people.
Yeah, and Jeremy Stevens is a fighter.
Yeah.
Fighter, like, he's going to step in and throw. So.
Aldo is a legit killer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
It's just, I don't know how he made that mistake so easily. Like, he was what, even money going into the fight.
Yeah, I knew that was
Thank
wrong.
you.
I definitely knew that was wrong. But yeah, 23-1 for KO seems bonkers. It's too much.
Yeah. So we had Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus next fight. We had Alex the Great Hernandez versus
Olivier Aubin Mercier.
That's
You've
it.
already forgotten his name.
Man,
He was your guy.
I want to call him Mini GSP. Man, I liked him, but I knew this was a bad matchup for both these guys.
Oh,
I didn't want these guys to get I understand why it was done.
You knew this shit to me.
Yeah.
You weren't telling me this was going to be trash a week ago.
The only good thing...
You were trying to sell me on this a week ago.
The only good thing about this fight was the apology at the end.
By Alex Hernandez.
Because that's not what I wanted to see. That's not what we all wanted to see.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's his fault. Maybe a little bit. He did look green out there at some stages. But I thought it was a bad matchup.
Nah. I think his greenness showed. But I agree with his assessment a little bit. That like he just didn't fight the right way. It seemed like there were moments where he was having success and he wasn't going back to it. He was just doing other things. But I was impressed enough with certain things that he did, where I was like, look, it's not the best fight ever, but it's fine. It's, it was not a bad day for Alex Hernandez. He probably learned some shit, and he still kept the 0 in the L column.
Yeah.
The apology to me was just, I juxtaposed it with Aubin Mercier, who's coming out talking about, like, I'm a gangster, gangsters don't. Like, I don't feel bad about what happened tonight, I'm going to learn from it. He still said, like, I'm going to learn from it and stuff. But, like, Alex Hernandez, you got the feeling, was sitting down in his dressing room after that fight, like, pissed off.
What'd I do wrong, man?
Like, dude, that was bullshit by me out there. It's like, yeah, okay, I won, but I'm not here just to win. Whereas I feel like if Aubin Mercier had like had some weird split decision and got his hand raised, he would have been like, "Job done, yo."
Yo, gangster, sorry.
And yeah, it was enough of a thing for me where I was kind of like, this is why I never thought you were a guy. Because you're not mad enough. You're not mad enough at yourself for how you perform. You're not mad enough at the result. You should be infuriated by this.
Man, if he
Look at the guy who won. Look at his reaction. And then look at you with your fucking stupid suit on.
yeah, fuck you, Canada.
Yeah, I'm probably overgoing. I'm overdoing
Moncton.
it. Yeah, that's that. But yeah, look, I'm not throwing anything out on Alex Hernandez. Have him fight Dan fucking Hooker. You know,
Yeah, all right.
He's gonna have to have a tough fight. Like, put him in there with someone real, and there's plenty of them at lightweight. What I don't think he gets is a step up. He probably has to fight someone up. And that's fine. There's plenty of guys who give him strong competition.
Someone in between Evan Dunham and himself.
Yeah. Could be the Hangman. Could be not Triple G. That's punishment, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, I don't think I saw enough of the wrestling from Hernandez to think he could stand Triple G.
Not Triple G would have a fucking field day with him. He'd be whispering fucking bass fishing tips in his ear all night.
Yeah, fishy, fishy. Yeah. Boom, boom.
The line you want to use when you're out in the water, Alex. This is the best lure.
Did you jiggle it a little bit?
For Moncton fucking cod. I know everything about fish. Alex Hernandez just stared at the referee like, I'm almost ready to tap out. This is so creepy.
Speaking about tap outs, Raging Cajun, finally.
Didn't go his way.
Finally.
Did not go his way at all. Islam Makhachev very, very capably handles Cajun Johnson.
Yeah, so there's a pretty strong case in sort of like background or whatever with Makhachev that he's going to be real good.
Yeah, well, he's buddies with Khabib.
And he did what a lot of guys have been trying to do for a while, which is catch Cajun on his bike somewhere in the 15 minutes, and he got him in the
early.
Yeah, and it was really nice how he kept just transitioning and getting better position until he just secured it, like in a position where it's like, yeah, it's inescapable from here. You have to somehow stand up and slam me.
Pretty much.
So
yeah, good for Islam Makhachev.
So he's a thing. If you don't know about him, he's definitely a thing.
And even Hernandez versus Makhachev, I wouldn't be against. Makhachev's ready.
I mean, he's ready. Undoubtedly.
That's like, I think Alex Hernandez could win that fight, but I think he could run into trouble in it too.
And after what I've seen now, I think there's plenty of guys who give Hernandez big trouble.
Man, he's young though, that's the thing. Like I said, this fight wasn't, you maybe didn't see his growth so much.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's from everything I've read, his mind is treating it like a defeat, and that's like, man, he'll get better like from if he thinks like that. I feel like
I can see the twisted logic in that. Sure.
Yeah, I'm still on the Alex Hernandez like
view
prospect hype train. That's how I'm gonna phrase it. I didn't jump off. Initially, after the fight, I wanted off. Like 2 rounds in, I was like, fuck the Alex Hernandez prospect hype train. But with enough reflection and the fact that he got over the hump and won the fight, and, like I said, his thoughts on it and all that sort of stuff, I'm willing to give the kid a little more time. Because he looks very dangerous at certain points.
Oh yeah, you can see he's got potential. Good skill set. He's just trying to get it all to flow.
Agreed.
We had a real awesome fight.
I didn't see anything else, by the way.
You didn't see McDessie versus Pearson?
No.
Man, it was heaps of fun. Just a fist fight, a barnyard brawl.
I saw like some highlights and stuff, and I respect Ross Pearson a great deal. McDessie's
I can't believe Pearson made it through.
He's a tough boy.
He's very tough. But like he gave plenty of good shots.
Mm-hmm. Shows you what the Hangman's got there too, doesn't it? Because he sank him quick. But that's again shows you lightweight. Like that's a great lightweight fight from everything I've read between Pearson and McDessie. And I've seen John McDessie. He's got a wheel kick knockout in the UFC. Crushed some cunt with a wheel kick.
He's got power.
But might have been back fist knockout too. But there's just this drop where like that's maybe 25 to 30 in the world. out there fighting each other, having that scrap. So, yeah, man, don't get me wrong, I love it. Like, that's lightweight for you. But there's a part where you're like, what do you do with these guys? And you're like, try and keep putting them in fights like that.
Because it was fun to watch and they got their bonus money.
Yeah, and I'm glad they got some money. Too often, I think the top people get them. Like Aldo got to win. I'm torn because I'm like the elite guys don't get paid enough, so they should get more. But I'm always happy to see an undercard. You know, Ross Pearson's out there battling, man. He ain't making crazy money. John McDessie doesn't make crazy money. So yeah, good for them.
Yeah, and other than that, there was only two things of note, which was the Dustin Ortiz head kick on Matthias Nicolau.
Yep, saw a gif.
So a lot of people thought, man, Nicolau was a big favourite going in. And he blocked the kick, but only with one arm. And it wasn't enough.
Can't do that in MMA.
So it was a very basic lesson there.
It's a kickboxing block.
That's MMA math that works. One arm does not stop one leg.
Well, it's because it's a kickboxing block where you got the glove. So, way more of a shield.
Yeah.
You usually do it in sparring. You're like, yep, that blocks the kick. And it's like, nope, you don't have the shield anymore.
I mean, it even looked like a pretty decent block of it. Like, yeah, it hit him, but...
It's just got to sneak through. All you need is that part, that hard as fuck part of the shin, just needs to just catch anything.
Well, he didn't go out cold, but he was just so completely unbelievable.
If it gets you on the ear, like
Man, that's
do your
it.
ABCs backwards on one leg. No, I'm going to sit down on the floor and get punched a bunch of times.
And the other one was the Ian Kudalaba.
Yep. Guy who's got to be on steroids, right?
Sure. Man, I think they're all on steroids. So.
They're all on fucking steroids.
Even Anti-Gulov.
That's what we're calling this podcast episode.
Everybody's on steroids.
Yeah, Nate Diaz quote, he's back. I love it. Organic episode titles. I love it.
Yeah, write that down.
They're all on steroids.
So yeah, other than that.
Yeah, look, man. It's too much of a slog to get through these fucking full cards.
Man, it was like...
There's a break after this week.
There's been plenty of cards this year. And as far as they go, this one was pretty damn good.
Everyone's at lowest ratings in US history.
So let's talk about that for a moment, because we were talking about this last week, and we were, even we were so bored we didn't even upload anything. But we did talk about the posters and how generic and shit they are, and also how just draining it is having 468 fights every minute to watch. And now we're seeing that even these good cards that they do manage to put together in the midst of this ocean of garbage is gets the lowest ratings ever.
I'm just picturing the garbage island out in the ocean, and there's just like two Chinese no-name fighters standing on it fighting each other. Dan Kelly versus, fucking someone.
Gilbert Burns.
Oh, man, Gilbert Burns, I'd be happy in that state, in the trash ocean. I'd be like, Gilbert Burns, he's good. Nobody knows who the fuck he is, but he's good. But yeah, so, nobody watched it. Yeah, nobody cared.
The theory being that
it's fatigue.
Well, it's a combination of fatigue and just shitty advertising.
Well, and then, look, it's not like, I think it's shitty advertising, but it's also like, and we kind of talked about the monotony in the advertising, which is, it all looks the same.
Because it is the same.
Yeah,
it's all the same.
It's kind of that. And yeah, you get this great card, and it's like, this is free, man. Just these top two fights. Like, okay, the rest of it underneath. And I don't know how big of a star Yin Jacek is in the States, how known she is to MMA fans, mate. Like, I'm not. I'm done. I'll watch Rose, I'll watch Cyborg, I'll watch championship fights at women's strawweight. And if Yin Jacek gets back there, I'll watch it. But
I'll watch championship fights or like just the garbage fights because you might get a finish.
Maybe, I don't know. But you know what I mean. Like I'm I'll probably watch more than that, but I'm just saying, like, I'll speak with an interest about the championship fights. Like, I'm not... Jacek Torres, to me, proved everything, again, that we keep saying. Like, it was a bad fight. It was boring. Not a ton happened.
Not very competitive.
Yeah, like Tisha Torres barely threw a punch at range, and she never did anything. Jacek was clearly superior, but never looked like finishing her.
Yeah, where were the ebbs and flows? Where was the story to it?
It's just... So, I mean, again, I don't want to shit on her. She won, good for her. But yeah, I don't care.
So before, when I was fighting in UFC, she was fighting somewhere else.
Yeah, Poland. In Europe. She was like a Muay Thai champion in Europe.
Go back to doing
that. I assume she gets paid more over here. But look, I mean, my point being, let's just, if you're just talking about the top 2 fights, they should have been enough to get a lot of people to watch this fight card. 3 of those people have fought Conor McGregor. And Jose Aldo is a huge name in MMA. Eddie Alvarez is a big name in MMA. Like, those are 2 legends, Hall of Famers for sure.
Yeah, I think everyone's just flagging out.
That's what I mean.
Just flagging out.
There's too much. And that's like, if it's not that you're tired, it's that
you're exhausted.
You're a regular fan who just I've got to go out one of my Saturday nights. Too, there's that, right?
Yeah.
Like 24 out of 31 or something weekends.
I can be a sports fan and just watch my team for 2 hours a week, 26 weeks a year.
Yeah, and then you have 26 weeks off.
Yeah. Not, you gotta watch 13 hours of fighting.
Yeah, it's a trickier thing, but it's
54 days a year.
I'm curious. I wonder, are they promoting these things less because the Fox deal's coming to an end and they're coming into the ESPN deal in the States? Who knows? I don't even know how much it affects. I assume it affects the sport negatively globally if it's doing bad in America, since that's the main income source. But
true. And that's my point. I guess I'm taking it, claiming it.
We'll see what happens when the ESPN deal kicks in. I think that'll give us an idea.
Yeah, either it'll be awesome and we'll be like, yeah, UFC's cool again, or it'll be like, fuck this, I'm going to Rizin.
Well, even just if they promote things better, if they're still going to have an infinite fuck ton of cards.
Hire more than one chimpanzee to make the posters. Get like 3 people with new computers and software that's creative.
Just literally go down to like a pier. Whatever city the UFC headquarters is in, find the closest pier, walk down there on a Saturday or a Sunday and find what you will find a guy who's just drawing. Hire that motherfucker to do your posters and fire the current guy. Done. Even if it could be a girl. I could see this.
It could be a homeless pelican.
Yeah. Like those Thai videos where they teach the elephant how to paint and shit like that. Man, I could see it.
Like, I'm not...
Go hire one of those guys.
Speciesist. It doesn't have to be a monkey.
Yeah. Go hire one of those guys who, the guys who paint upside down with glitter and shit, and then they shape the painting at the end and flip it upside down.
Like, voila.
Yeah, that guy. Get him. Man,
not even that. Just get someone who knows more than, draw a box around it, press Control C, click over here, press Control V. Maybe put a color grade over it.
Probably doesn't know the shortcut keys. He probably goes up to edit in the toolbox. And just, clicks on copy and shit like that.
Edit, command, cut, new, create.
Yeah.
Man, what are you doing? Just right click, buddy.
I'm using the computer box. What are you doing?
You're sitting there having conversations with the clip, Mr. Clippy. Mr. Clippy, I need your help.
It seems you're trying to make the exact same poster you've made 232 times in a row.
Would you like me to auto-populate it for you?
Yes, please, Clippy.
And that's how we end up with Poirier Alvarez.
Clippy's been making the posters this whole time. It's a fucking conspiracy.
And there you go. That's my 10th planet for the week.
Oh, bringing back the 10th planet.
And Clippy
Deep cuts.
Clippy is the poster editing main source of inspiration.
Which explains why there's never spelling mistakes.
Yeah.
It's Clippy always like, oh, it seems you spelled Poirier wrong. Would you like me to correct that for you? Oh.
Yeah, imagine if it spelled UFC wrong.
Man, you know the poster guy's done it at least once. He's typed in UCF, and Clippy's like, pretty sure that's not what he wants. Look, let's take a brief interlude, talk about some DJ and Cejudo and TJ Cody.
DJ, the greatest mixed martial artist practitioner known to man in its entirety of its history.
He's inventing moves.
Goodbye.
Because we're such a second-rate operation, you know what we forgot to talk about?
Yeah, what did we talk about?
Rizin.
Yeah, what happened at Rizin?
Horiguchi wins the awesomeness, just beats the shit out of Hero.
Yeah, and then does the Gravedigger.
No, that was Gomi. Gomi did the Gravedigger after knocking out Melvin Gillard in one round of old man madness.
Man, that's all I saw from Rizin.
That's because I showed you that awesome celebration.
Yeah, you fight.
Oh yeah, the uninitiated. Takanori Gomi is awesome and a legend. It's paying homage to fellow legend Tito Ortiz. I did not know that they had a thing.
It was cool. It was definitely cool.
Yeah, doing the Gravedigger celebration after he fucks up Melvin Gillard. My only note is just like, how long can this go on for both guys? Basically until they want to stop, which I think Gomi's going to keep going now.
Yeah, I won.
But still, look, it made me happy to see him win. So, what are you going to do? Yeah, Horiguchi crushed Hero, though. Beat him by a unanimous decision. Just beat the shit out of him. Remember I showed you the picture where he's bleeding from the eyes?
Yeah.
You're just like, ooh, that guy's having a bad day. Like, I haven't got to see the full fight yet. I'm trying to track it down. But from what I've seen, Horiguchi's just on another level. He's the second best flyweight in the game right now.
Just hurting for...
I don't know if they announced it. I saw a poster. And my thinking is that they are saying they're going to do a one-night tournament, and Horiguchi and Tenshin are both going to be in it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's going to be kickboxing rules. And just yay. All sorts of yay. Also, I'd be fine with Tenshin rematching Rubtan. Diego Brandao crushed a motherfucker.
Yes.
Darren Cruikshank crushed a motherfucker.
Choked him out?
No. Elbow. Darren Cruikshank won via elbow.
What was I thinking of?
Don't know. But that's about it. Rizin was great. You saw the entrance. I showed you that great picture of Horiguchi.
On the platform?
Yeah, before his walkout. You just see it all before him. And it's just so blatantly obvious that this is better than the UFC setup.
Are you not entertained?
Glorious. I love the setup at Rizin. They make it feel so big. And it's great. It's 100% great. Love what they're doing over there. Good for them. I enjoyed the bits of it that I got to see. Wish I could have seen more.
One day.
There's a UFC on this weekend. Would you believe it?
Every weekend. What have we got? What's on the menu this week, Chef?
This weekend is UFC 227.
Oh, it's a pay-per-view, so it's going to be awesome, right?
Well, sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
In the sense that the two top fights are of an incredibly high level, yes, it's going to be great. In the sense that we've seen these two fights, like, super recently, and they both had, like, mad decisive finishes, and it's not what I wanted to see for these two divisions. I wanted to see Dillashaw go down and challenge Mighty Mouse, but instead we get a night of rematches. TJ Dillashaw.
To the 5 next time round.
TJ Dillashaw takes on former champion Cody Garbrandt for the Bantamweight Championship of the world. Let's do it again, brother, even though we only did it 8 months ago.
It's very quick to sort of jump in there and do it again. And if you have a look at the record of like rematches like this, it doesn't go well.
For who?
For
the loser?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like historically speaking.
No, Jacek lost the immediate rematch.
Think about like Silver Weidman.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah,
And then there's plenty of them out there.
true. Man, I'm curious to see how it goes. Like I said, I think it's a great contest.
I mean, I think it makes more sense for DJ to fight Cejudo than it does for TJ to fight Garbrandt.
I mean, maybe just due to lack of options at flyweight. Certainly when you got poor old Rafael Sanseiro just sitting on the bench, just looking around as he gets passed over again.
Why does nobody pick me for their number one team?
Dude, it's like, imagine if you were like the fourth best kickball player in the world, and every day when you went to school at lunch, nobody picked you for kickball. That's how I imagine Rafael Sanseiro feels every day, like just sitting there like, I'm so good at kickball. It's like, yeah, but you don't even play exciting kickball, man. You're just like, you're way too tactical. He's like, I win! I win all the time at kickball! I lost like once to the world champion of kickball, and I've beaten him too! But, yeah, you see where I'm going with this weird analogy. Like,
Absolutely.
it's, it's a good fight, though. It's so elite. They've both got crazy speed and power for the weight class. I mean, it's must win for Cody Garbrandt.
Man, who knows?
Dude, if he loses again,
Man, I think he
what does he do?
just goes and smokes some fools at bantamweight.
Is that bantamweight?
Yeah. Just not, I don't know.
You think you're going to get a third shot at a guy who beats you twice decisively?
Man, I'm more than happy to watch Garbrandt fight everybody else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's forget about you, the spectator, who doesn't care whether Cody Garbrandt gets another world title shot, and look at it from the perspective of Cody Garbrandt, who very deeply cares if he gets world title shots.
Well, man, he had a title.
He did for a hot second.
And it's not like he hasn't like he's missed out on having opportunity. So
I mean, I guess if you're in his spot, you got to take it. But it's just like, dude, if he loses, he's in limbo unless he changes weight class. Because if he loses, it's like, okay, well, while TJ Dillashaw is the world champion, you don't get to be even in the consideration for being world champion. Because we've seen it. We've seen it twice. Aldo Max, that's another one. Do you want to see that a third time? No. Even if Aldo beats Ortega.
And even like a Whittaker Romero.
Yeah. I don't want to see that again. That's because I love Robert Whittaker and I'm sick of seeing him break his fucking body parts against your Romero. but yeah, I'm with you. Jesus Christ, now I'm just like, how many fucking rematches are we having?
But you see the point, like it's...
Yeah. Another thing...
So statistically speaking, Garbrandt's going to lose. But he could be, he could be the exception that proves everyone else was right in trying.
Yep. And again, these two are close. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think Garbrandt's got a clear speed advantage.
Hand speed, yes. But Dillashaw is unquestionably more diverse. It's not even a conversation. So who has more skills? Dillashaw.
And put him in there. All right, close it up.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Let's see it.
I do want to see it. It's just I would have rather seen other stuff. I would have rather seen TJ DJ. I would have rather seen Garbrandt versus Lineker. There was shit to do in these weight divisions. You could have had some cool stuff going on, but whatever. It's fine. It's a good fight. Co-main event, because why would you put the greatest fighter in history on top of the card?
It was like a point you raised last week, was that in the last week's card, during the whole event, only once did they show Demetrius Johnson's magical takedown armbar,
Suplex
armbar combination thing.
To be fair, I stole this. I did not confirm it because I said I only watched 2 fights and I didn't stick around for the ads. There was somebody put it on Twitter, but they were like, look, I've watched this whole thing and I'm pretty sure I've seen that fucking armbar once. I'm sitting there for 4.5 or something hours.
Yeah, for perspective's sake, this is a week before the greatest fighter, pound for pound, undisputed.
the most talented technical martial artist to ever compete. Like
Ever.
that's a fair statement, I think. This man has more skills and can apply them in a more fluid and like beautiful way than any person ever in competition.
A week before he's fighting,
Yeah. Let's not show the most amazing thing he's ever done in
to
competition.
defend his own belt for breaking his own record
Yeah, which
for
he
the
now has the
most
record.
defense. And he's the only guy who's ever had the belt.
Yeah,
It's his belt.
yeah. Nobody else has ever touched it.
So why did we just spend 10 minutes talking about TJ and Garbrandt?
Man, I don't think it was 10. I don't know if we got to 10. But it's a weird one. It's weird that they don't give him more love. And there are people... Look, don't get me wrong. I don't think DJ is ever going to be Conor. Like, the UFC could promote him till the end of time, and he's not going to sell like a McGregor sells. But they could promote him a lot better.
Yeah,
like,
undoubtedly.
This idea that they couldn't do a better job of selling this guy and telling the world what he is capable of. You know, this laundry list of men that he has wrecked.
And he just looks like he's getting better.
Yeah, that's it. There's no signs of complacency. There's no signs of slowing down. It doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. And again, it's like, goes from beating Joseph Benavidez by decision, rematches him, and destroys him. Knocks him out in 2 minutes.
There's another one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, good point. Fights, just top contender after top contender after top contender. Taps Horiguchi out with 1 second to go in the fight. And, like, there are people who I've spoken to who are like, why is that impressive to you? Like, that he finished a fight at 24:59. It's like, man, because at 24:59 of a fight, you can win it for 24:50 fucking 9, and your mind is still saying, kill this guy. It's not saying, yeah, it's done.
You've got
it's done.
this.
Relax. You're on top. You've got him in mount with 10 seconds to go. You've won. That's not what he's thinking. He's thinking, got time to armbar this fucker. And he does. That's the other thing. After 24 and a half minutes, he's not so fatigued that he can't do a perfect armbar. Like, you can put that in a video and be like, here's how you do it. It's like, yeah, that guy's been fighting for 25 minutes. Like, it's fucking impressive. By the way, look at Horiguchi. Look at what he's doing to everyone else.
Wrecking everybody.
And it's not like he lost to anyone else in the UFC. Horiguchi beat everybody else he fought in the UFC. His UFC record is like 8-1 or 7-1. He literally only lost to Mighty Mouse. Then you've got the first Cejudo fight where he just annihilates him with the clinch knees to the body. You've got Wilson Hayes saying it was the most humiliating fight of his moment of his fighting career, of his existence, that he was submitted in a world title fight. The world champion in jiu-jitsu. His coach, the man who gave him his black belt, is there watching in his corner. This is his day, the greatest, most important day of his life. It's like, what happened? I got beaten in my own game by a guy who's not from my game. He doesn't come from jiu-jitsu. This guy's like, no, man, I come from everything. I'm going to beat you with everything. That's my game.
That's why he's the best.
You don't get this on a UFC broadcast. There's no selling you of this. You could just show the men he's beaten down. Wilson Hayes' face at the end of not even at the end of the fight, at the end of the second round. Ray Borg's face at the end of the fourth round. John Moraga's face after 3, who he also puts away with the Kimura. There's that too. How about the variety? Stone cold one-punch knockout of Joseph Benavidez. TKO with clinch variation knee strikes to Henry Cejudo. Mounted armbar to Horiguchi. Suplex armbar to Ray Borg. Oh, by the way, I invented a move. It's pretty good, right?
How the fuck do you suplex armbar?
Yeah, let me show you. Kimura on Moraga. Moraga, maybe it's Carriazo. Kimura somebody, straight armbarred somebody. He's got it all.
A lot of arm bars in there.
Does, but all different arm bars. That's the weird thing. Like one's like I got an arm bar from here. Another one's like I got an arm bar from here. One's like I got a shoulder lock from side now. Like another one's I threw you in the air and while you were like hitting the ground, I arm barred you.
It was actually like really easy for me from there because you were helpless and falling in the air, so I could just easily
your arm was flailing out in my direction.
Just slide into an arm bar.
Yeah, it worked out real good.
It's easy, man. Just so it's normal.
So I mean, I think he's going to win.
You know, I've tipped him to win. I just don't know if Cejudo's improved enough to get to a decision.
See, this is the other thing I was saying. Or I'm not saying, I was thinking about this. And this is why I'm kind of into Cejudo versus DJ because look, I don't think he's going to win. I do not think Henry Cejudo is going to win. But I got a weird MMA feeling.
You get the vibe.
It's very seldom that you have a fight with a guy who's as good as Henry Cejudo and he's getting looked past. But it happens, and it's happened before where a guy is so dominant. It's like Ronda Holly, where it was just nobody was looking at. They were just like, look at this Beshkahaya highlight, like she's just killing everybody. And I wonder, is like, okay, Ray Borg's a tough kid, and Henry Cejudo, don't get me wrong, like he's faced this mountain before and been destroyed by it, but he's much better now. You know, I know it's only been 2 years, but he has improved significantly. And what I like about the fight is, look, either I get to see DJ fuck somebody up, which I love. I don't get tired of watching him fuck people up. I don't. Like I'm UFC'd out. You know what I mean? Like I am fatigued.
Too much.
But this is the best fighter I've ever seen in my life. I'm always happy to see him fight. And the thing with DJ fights now is too, the other side of it is like, every fight you're either going to watch him do something amazing again, or you're going to get to see somebody beat him. Which is like worth the price of admission alone, almost, right?
Man, I was there when Cejudo beat DJ.
Even to see how it could happen? Is he just going to get clipped? Is he just going to catch one on the chin? What if Cejudo were able this time to use his improved striking to just out wrestle him and to like pin him and kind of chael sunning him for 5 rounds? Like who knows? It'd be interesting though to see what is the answer to shutting down the best fighter I've ever seen.
Front kick to the face.
Could be that. That works, especially if you Vitor Belfort. So yeah, look, I'm into it. They're both elite fights. It's a shame that they're happening so soon after already happening, and again, both having very clear winners. I am tipping the same results.
What, you going DJ round 1 knockout?
No,
not
exactly.
Round 2 knockout.
Not exactly.
Dillashaw rather.
Yeah, I think I'm picking Dillashaw in round 2, but I have no clue really. I think he'll win. But it's close. It's so close. And I think DJ will win.
Man, well, I'm happy to take Garbrandt here. I think he can do it this time. I think it's going to be a round 2 knockout.
Oh, this is a gruesome one to bet on.
But I think it's going to be Garbrandt.
You might be right, man.
Man, I'm going to take DJ as well.
I am taking DJ.
And I'm going to take him to finish. I think he's either going to... I don't think it's going to be 5 rounds and then armbar him in the last...
It might be though.
Yeah, it could be, but
I think if he's
DJ might just steamroll him again.
True.
Just put him away in the first.
Do you remember after the last one when he hit the flying armbar, the mighty whiz bar, the worst named submission?
Yeah, let's not
awesome.
do that.
That's what he called it, because everyone wanted to call it the mousetrap. And remember, he was like, "Nah, man, I've got a mousetrap," and we're all like, "Oh fuck, he's got another one." And like that's where I'm like, I can believe there's a reality where he maybe punishes Henry Cejudo for 20 minutes and then leans in and whispers to him a minute into the 5th round,
"Mousetrap.
Do you want to see the mousetrap, Henry?" Because you remember the first time they fought especially, that was Henry's little tagline, that he was going to be the mousetrap. I just, come on, there'd be something kind of sweet about Mighty Mouse being like, do you want to see it?
Snap.
It's the motherfucking mousetrap, Henry. But, man, I'm into it. But yeah, you're right. He could take him out in any possible way. It's...
Yeah.
Cejudo, I feel like it's either going to be that karate stance is going to open up an angle for him that we haven't seen. But again, I'm like, dude, I've got to assume Horiguchi is orders of magnitude better at karate than Cejudo.
Yeah.
And he got nothing going. Although, to be fair, I think if you were to say, out of everybody who's fought Mighty Mouse, who did the best? Like, I know John Dodson dropped him. Like, that was a speed thing, in my opinion. John Dodson has blistering speed. And he was able to, like, just dive in and connect.
Tag, you're in.
Whereas I think if you look at the strike count that Horiguchi had, well, it's not bad. I mean, he loses every round, but it's not a poor showing by Kyoji Horiguchi.
Yeah, it's a fight.
And then he gets armbarred in the last second, which is DJ, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, it's DJ almost making a point to me. Where it's like, man, I know you've been in this with me the whole time, but you don't get to go home and tell yourself you could have worn me down if we fought forever. Like, I win.
But yeah, there's two other fights to talk about on this card, I guess, just quickly.
Sure.
Before we go.
Sure.
Which is Cub is back.
Yep.
Cub Swanson
Cubby
versus
Sanson.
Hanato Moicano,
Indeed.
who's coming off his win over Calvin Kattar.
Yeah, handled Calvin Kattar.
So, man, it'll be interesting.
The Cub coming off defeat to the answer, Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, and I'll take Moicano in this. I think he's too smart, too much of a tactician.
Taking Cub.
Has everything he needs to just handle Cub.
I'm actually happier to bet on this one. I'll put Cub against Moicano. I'm so on the fence with TJ versus Garbrandt.
Yeah, all right, I'll take Moicano.
I'm like 60% Cub. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I think Cub can do this. My confidence, 60%.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Like, you know, maybe it'll just be a fizzle out, but maybe something will happen there.
I just don't believe in Moicano, man.
Man, I don't believe in Cub Swanson.
I'm not saying Cub is going to go out there and win the world title, but I don't know. I've seen Moicano fight. I'm not saying he's bad. He's not bad, but I don't see him breaking into the top 5.
Yeah, I can. I definitely can.
I can't.
He might not, but if he does, I get to go ha 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 ha,
Mm-hmm.
and I will. So,
man, I mean,
stay tuned.
No, fine. I will.
And the other one is Pedro Munoz is back and he's fighting Brett Johns, which I thought was interesting because I think Pedro's going to smoke him. Like, I really think he's a whole nother level above Johns.
Pedro's coming off losing to Johnny Dodson.
Yeah, and a fight that I thought he won. I thought he did enough to win the fight.
Brett Johns coming off
I lost to
losing
Aljamain Sterling,
Aljo.
and he got beaten soundly, in my opinion.
It's a good matchup.
I think like Munoz is just gonna. I think he'll finish. I think he'll get the submission.
What's that paying?
Oh, not a great deal.
Not a great deal. By sub.
Maybe like $3 or $4.
Let's have a little look on the old sports bit before we get out of here.
And I was.
Please gamble responsibly.
Yeah, don't sell your house or like take food out of your children's mouth. Just to have a punt on anything anyone says.
Don't have children, folks. Really?
That's a gamble all its own.
Yeah.
But yeah, then like, you know, Johns. I don't think Johns is going to bring anything that Munoz hasn't fought before.
Mm.
And Munoz is competitive against everything I've seen him fight. So I don't see a threat from Johns here at all.
Fair enough. Alright, we got markets. We got all sorts of markets.
Yeah, they're finally up. They took forever to come up.
Cheeto Vera, man. That's what I mean. You can get on that if you think Cheeto Vera's going to lose, man.
To Buluji Buren.
Man, he was paying almost 5-1 straight. Because those are the sort of odds you call wrong. And again, if you think Cheeto Vera ain't got nothing,
Yeah, it could totally be that.
I think Cheeto Vera's going to fuck him up.
Yeah, I would like to see Cheeto Vera fucking
Then yeah, you got a bunch of fights. Pedro Munoz is paying $1.39 to get the job done. Method of victory, $3.40 by sub. What about method and round? What are you thinking, early or late?
Yeah, I think fairly early.
So one or two. $6.51, $10 too. I can see him choking him out in the third at 14-1.
Man, he's very aggressive. He won't. If he gets pushed to the third, he's going to be tired because he will have got pushed.
Okay. Pollyanna Vienna's paying $1.46.
Man,
ooh, Cub! I can get some money on Cub Swanson.
There's money on Cejudo.
There is money on Cejudo, but see, that's probably like I'm almost like, dude, my match should almost be
$1.05.
Yeah, maybe not that, but that's right. Just who knows? Who cares?
So yeah.
All right, hang on. Let's see what Cub Swanson's paying by stoppage.
By
$10. Man, get on that shit.
Even that, or what's Moicano by sub paying?
6. Yeah, sub in the cup.
Man, Ortega didn't do it, although Ortega didn't have to.
Yes, he did. He did it the second time, didn't he?
Wait, oh no, he knocked Frankie out.
Yeah. He almost subbed Cub, and then he did sub Cub.
Yeah, he pulled Garner.
But you got to remember, Ortega subbed Moicano.
Yeah.
So, just if you're getting like, what's the level difference that we're talking about here? I mean, Brian Ortega is much better at jiu-jitsu.
But it's like how susceptible is Cub.
Man, I think Cub is more than fine against him. Again, I'm still shit. Maybe he's going to look old. Maybe it's all the years will catch up to him. Who knows? But
yeah, I thought he was finally going to put it all together in his last fight against Frankie, but
no.
I was so gutted watching that fight.
See, that's the thing to me. Where I looked at that Frankie fight and I was like, yeah, this is Cub Swanson is like 5th or 6th in the world, and he's fighting 3 in the world right now, and he ain't good enough. He's just not good enough to be 3 in the world, and he's not even having a very good day. And that's where I'm like, dude, Renato Moicano, in my opinion, is like maybe 10, 11. And I think his ceiling might be like 8. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just like, I think Cub has enough for this guy. He doesn't present the same kind of threats that a Brian Ortega or a Frankie Edgar do, in my opinion.
Man, he's tall and long.
But that's true. There's 2 things that he has.
More of the Ortega Frank.
Yeah.
I don't think he did well at distance against Ortega. But he's good with his hands. Yeah. Man, it's going to be interesting.
The Superboy was supposed to take Cub out. Remember that? That shit didn't work. But yeah, man, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I like those top 2 fights. I like Cub Moicano. I think it's a good fight.
And the only other thing really to touch on is that between now and UFC 230,
there's going to be more.
Which is actually going to be more like UFC 500.
Yeah.
Mairbach Tysonov scheduled to fight Des Green.
Yeah, well, you don't know where. Just somewhere in the midst that's happening.
Yeah, on the Hunto card.
Oh, okay, on the Hunt Alexic card.
Yeah.
Alexei Olenek.
So, if you don't know Mairbach Tysonov, Taisumov.
Straight killing people.
Google that shit.
He's straight killing people.
It's bringing much joy into our lives.
Agreed.
So, and yeah, Des Green's, you should maybe know who he is. I wouldn't be surprised if you did know who he is. He's been around.
I think you watch too much UFC if you know who he is.
I mean, I've seen him fight.
You watch too much UFC?
True. But, yeah.
Prove my point.
If Mairbach gets another KO, it's like his reel's going to look so sweet.
No. Again, we're going to have to start giving these lightweight, insane prospects some high-level fights.
Yeah, like put it like, man, this dude is straight killing people.
Yep.
Just touches you and you're dead.
He's got it.
So that's what I'm going to be dreaming about.
I'm going to be dreaming about Demetrius Johnson trying to see if my imagination can come up with what the mousetrap is.
Like, sweep into a triangle, which then he uses to get reverse mount.
It's just like a jumping wheel kick that decapitates his opponent. It's not. Everyone thinks it's a submission. It's not. It's a strike.
Finish him.
Yeah. Until then, Diaz 1-2-5.
1-2-5.